Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into Chapter 2 of this really fascinating personal narrative you sent over. We'll pull in bits from Chapter 1 where it helps, but the focus is squarely on Chapter 2.
Right. Our goal is really to unpack the layers here, the relationships, the events, all the complex stuff happening.
So Chapter 2 picks up immediately after Mom, Marion, has safely delivered baby Jake. Good news, right?
You'd think so. But that joy gets complicated fast. The whole dynamic between Mom, Dad, who's Bill, and Aunt Linda just takes over.
Yeah, it sets up this immediate contrast. You've got the appearance of this happy family event.
But underneath, there's all this guilt, jealousy, hidden agendas. It's thick with it.
And then you have the narrator's voice, which is, well, it's something else. Sort of cryptic, maybe even supernatural, as a whole other dimension.
Absolutely. Okay, so first up, Dad and Aunt Linda heading to the hospital. Right away.
In the car. And the detail about rush hour traffic, it feels important somehow.
It really does. It stretches out that time they have to be together right after whatever happened the night before, in that confined space.
Awkward.
Super awkward. The narrator mentions their weak consciences, trying to fill the silence, basically avoiding the elephant in the car.
It's denial, isn't it? Just trying to act normal when things are clearly not.
Totally. And then Dad starts his monologue.
Oh, this part. He's just going on and on about his wonderful family, his wonderful marriage to Marion.
Well, Linda is sitting right there. It's either complete cluelessness or maybe a deliberate kind of cruelty or just pure self-absorption.
It screams self-centeredness, especially given the context a new baby, Marion, just gave birth.
And it fits, doesn't it? Remember that detail from Marion's Vade Mecum that pops up in this chapter about how Bill had to explain his prison sentence to her parents before they married?
Right. The armed robbery thing.
Yeah.
It suggests a history, maybe, of needing to control the narrative about himself, spin things.
Exactly. He's good at the outward show.
And all this time, the narrator is listening in, thinking about Dad being enslaved by not one, but two demons.
Yeah, and her quiet laughter about his future. What does that even mean? It connects to her own past, she says.
It definitely kicks that supernatural element up a notch. She's not just an observer, it feels like. Maybe something more.
It hints at a perspective that's, well, beyond normal human understanding. Like she sees these forces, these demons of ego and desire, maybe literally.
Meanwhile, Aunt Linda's doing her part, offering congrats and help, but the narrator calls her out.
Completely insincere, yeah. Just pure jealousy masked by niceness. These masks they all wear, it's suffocating.
So they finally get to the hospital. How does that scene unfold?
Well, we see Mom, Marion, looking pretty content after feeding the baby, Jake.
And the description of Jake himself? Dark complexion, dark eyes, lots of black hair, longed for a newborn. It feels pointed.
It does. Like, these details might matter later, and the pride around the baby is there, but the reasons are different.
How so?
For Bill Dad, it seems tied to his image. Another son equals virility, good for his standing in the church community, even though he barely goes.
The performance again.
Right, whereas Marion's happiness seems genuinely linked to pleasing Bill, which says a lot about their relationship dynamic.
It really does. And then Aunt Linda arrives in the room.
And the narrator just lays into her greeting. Phony. Fake as a shopping mall Santa, that Kool-Aid front. Ouch.
Brutal but vivid. Captures that forced cheerfulness perfectly, hiding the envy.
And then there's that weird little detail, Linda's constant soda drinking, the bladder infection.
Oh, yeah, and the narrator sort of links it to maybe her not being able to have kids, which Linda herself doesn't know.
Exactly. It adds this layer of tragic irony, doesn't it? Given how much she seems to want what Marion has, it's these hidden things driving the outward actions.
Definitely. But then the narrator surprises us, a feeling of pity for Mom.
Yeah, seeing her mother so worn out. She calls the feeling unfamiliar and disorienting. It's a crack in that detached facade, maybe.
It suggests there's more complexity there. Maybe her connection isn't purely antagonistic.
It could be. It's a moment that makes you pause. Okay, so after this, Marion says she wants to go home.
But Bill shuts that down pretty quick.
Yeah.
Uses the kids' bus schedule as an excuse. And not wanting Joe to pick them up.
It feels very convenient, doesn't it? Like he's got other plans.
Namely, keeping Linda around.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Because Linda jumps right in, offering to stay again, help with the kids, and suggests getting pizza.
From Pizza Hut in Old Town, which is like 45 minutes away.
Right. It's a very specific, effortful offer, clearly designed to extend her stay and her time with Bill.
And the narrator notes Dad's reaction, tried not to leer as Rashma moved in his groin. Subtle.
Not subtle at all. It just confirms what's really driving this whole plan.
And Mom just goes along with it
Yeah.
because the kids like the pizza.
Yeah, it highlights how her own needs often get pushed aside, doesn't it? For Bill, for the kids.
So, rush goodbyes at the hospital.
And then bam, Dad gets Linda in the hallway. Immediate physical contact.
Oof. And the narrator's just like, these two deserved each other.
Pretty cynical take, but maybe accurate in that moment.
Okay, so they head back to the farm, presumably to get pizza and wait for the kids. What's Linda thinking now?
Triumph. Pure triumph. Bill Marbello is mine again. That's her internal thought.
Wow, so it's really about possession for her.
Yeah.
And maybe security.
Yeah, the narrator notes her envy of Marion's seemingly happy, stable situation. Linda wants that stability, that companionship. And as we're reminded, she's had this thing for Bill since high school.
So it's a long game she's been playing, in a way.
Seems like it. And then reality hits back at the farm. The workload.
Oh, yeah. Jackie, the oldest daughter, basically doing childcare. Mom juggling everything, kids, cooking, garden, husband.
And Dad exploiting the oldest boy for farm work, waking him at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's a tough life, especially for the kids.
Definitely not equal distribution of labor there.
Not even close. Then the other kids arrive home from school. Chaos ensues with the dog, Lobo.
And they're excited about the pizza.
But Bill and Linda shut them down, forcefully. Quiet. Gotta wait.
And Jackie enforces it too, mimicking the adults.
Yes. Enforcing the rules. Pizza only at 8 p.m. after chores. It shows how kids absorb those power dynamics, that control.
The narrator calls the rules unbreakable and mentions how bad they are for the kids. Limited playtime, just school and chores.
It sounds pretty grim, and Linda, she's just relieved she doesn't have kids yet. Finds the noise too much.
Reinforces that her motive isn't maternal at all.
Not really. It seems more pragmatic about securing Bill. We even see her kind of manipulate Jackie later, this calculated interaction. Everyone's hiding their true feelings.
It's a house built on suppression. And then
Yeah.
things get weirder.
Yeah, the focus shifts more overtly to the supernatural, Rashma.
The demon, the narrator says, is inside Dad. And she can understand him now.
Apparently. Her power is growing. Rashma's hold is weakening. She plans to squish him down.
Okay, so there's this internal battle happening within Dad, fueled by the narrator.
And Rashma wants out, desperately. It's setting up a major confrontation.
And this inner turmoil affects Dad's outward behavior. He gets more pious.
Paradoxically, yes. The narrator says the louder he preaches about godliness, the more wicked he gets inside, partly because of her influence.
Wow. So his interactions with the kids, talking Bible school with Matthew, complimenting Jackie, it's all just fake.
It feels totally insincere in that context. And then the really disturbing detail.
The cigarettes, he lets Jackie, who's 7, try his cigarettes. Shows her how to French inhale.
It's shocking. Truly awful parenting. And when Jackie tells Linda...
Dad pretends to be mad, but uses it to manipulate her more.
Exactly. It's another tool for control. Just twisted.
And right after this, Linda makes her move.
Oh, yeah. The big entrance. Lacy lingerie, high heels, heavy makeup, and perfume. From 6Y Stuff.
Leaving no doubt about her intentions.
None whatsoever. Bill wants her immediately, but chores first. Matthew's still milking.
We get reminded of the sheer amount of work on the farm and how young Matthew started.
It grounds the story in that reality, even as the supernatural stuff ramps up. The narrator feels a shift in the atmosphere.
And then the barn incident. Lobo, the dog, attacks Dad.
Out of nowhere. Driven by the narrator and Rashma, apparently. It's bizarre.
Totally unsettling. Dad's confused, cursing, coyotes howling.
A rat jumps on him.
It's piling on. And then he hits the button for the grain machinery.
And it goes haywire. Augers, grinders, just violently starting up.
He's pulled towards the grain hopper, this really dangerous machine. It's a full-on life or death struggle.
He's grabbing a wheelbarrow, clinging to a leg. Terrifying scene.
And the narrator drops the bombshell. This wasn't random. This was Rashma trying to talk to Dad, trying to make a deal to get out.
Whoa. So the demon caused the near-fatal accident to communicate.
Seems so. And the narrator's conflicted. She wants Rashma gone, wants to destroy him, but realizes this could kill Dad.
Her motivations are really complex.
Definitely. Then, just as suddenly, the machines stop. Dad's alive, but totally freaked out.
What an ordeal. So, back in the house, Linda's waiting.
Yep. Anxious. Thinking about being unmarried, her religious ideas about a woman's role, but also her motivation is pretty starkly pragmatic. She needs a husband for social standing, basically.
Pretty much. She doesn't even seem to genuinely like kids that much, finds them annoying.
So she gets all dolled up for Bill when he comes in from the barn.
But he's still shaken up, preoccupied at first.
And there's that creepy bit with little Jason being scared of a boogeyman. The whole house feels off.
It really does. Even Linda feels it, gets spooked by the attic door like it's watching her.
That attic seems important. She feels drawn to it.
Almost hypnotically, yeah. Until Bill comes into the bathroom and snaps her out of it.
Then he finally notices her outfit.
An attraction takes over. They have sex.
During which the narrator senses Rashma's presence is really intense.
Yeah, she realizes she underestimated him. And Rashma makes his move, tries to enter Linda. His last chance to escape Bill.
But the narrator knows something Rashma doesn't.
That Linda can't have children. But she can't warn Rashma in time. He departs Bill's body into Linda.
It seems so. Rashma disappears. The narrator feels weaker. And then reveals her own plans for conception on a specific future date. December 1st, 1962.
Very specific. Very ominous.
So the morning after, Linda's sick.
Morning sickness. And Bill is completely unsympathetic. Just tells her she needs to get up and help Marion.
Charming. But then she finds
blood, soaked underwear, severe pain. Something went very wrong.
Meanwhile, Bill's off to get Marion and Jake.
Yeah.
Still thinking about the orgasm.
Yeah, that unusual sensation. Zero concern for Marion. The narrator sees his cold, angry, blue-green glow in his eyes in the mirror. The possession is still marking him, maybe, or just his nature. It's chilling. At the hospital, things go smoothly with the discharge, until Bill gets distracted.
By a cute blonde at the elevator.
Yeah.
Delays getting back to his wife and newborn son.
Priorities, right. Then he puts on the proud dad act when he finally meets them, impatient to leave.
And the ride home is harmonious. Mary doesn't say anything.
Apparently not. Which is striking when you contrast it with that Vadmukum entry about all his broken promises and absences. The surface harmony hides a lot.
Back home, Bill's suddenly worried if Linda's too sick to help now, after being so dismissive.
Total hypocrisy. Marion's carsick. Bill nearly crashes because he's thinking about Linda. It's a mess.
Linda tried to hide the evidence of where she slept. She's clearly in agony.
Doubled over in the hallway, trying to pull it together before they walk in.
Bill makes his grand entrance proclamation.
And immediately gets annoyed Linda hasn't done the dishes. While Marion, just home with a newborn, patiently starts tackling the huge pile.
Unbelievable. Bill goes upstairs to check on Linda.
Finds the bloody underwear, his reaction. Callous, just wants her downstairs, no empathy.
So Linda makes an excuse to leave early, despite promising to help.
Yep. Doesn't want to get the baby sick. Convenient. Goodbyes seem okay on the surface.
But she's in distress on the drive home. More blood, panic. Forgets to make a call she needed to make.
Things are clearly serious for her. Back at the house, Mom finds the evidence Linda slept in her bed.
But thinks Bill slept on the sofa. Oh, Marion.
Yeah, bless her naive heart, or maybe willful ignorance at this point. Time passes. Linda is obviously pregnant. 3.5 months.
Elated but precarious, the narrator says. In love with Bill, but terrified of Marion finding out.
And Bill's threatening her to keep quiet. He cooks up that horrific story
about her being attacked and raped. To explain the pregnancy, that's beyond low.
It's monstrous, really. Pure self-preservation at any cost.
The chapter then jumps to a Sunday morning. Pancakes.
Blueberry pancakes. A moment of domesticity. The family's getting ready for church. Dad's actually going, which is rare.
Another performance. Parading his progeny.
Seems likely. They visit the grandparents, Nana and Papa Mardello, who clearly adore the kids.
But the kids are always so busy with school and chores, they don't see them much.
Again, highlighting that demanding schedule. And again, contrasting with the vade-mecum note about Bill never taking them on promised outings. This church visit is an anomaly.
So the day ends. Mom's relaxing. Dad tucks the kids in.
And then the narrator, Morbos, goes to the attic, and Dad has to follow.
That's what it says. He has no choice. Very unsettling power dynamic there.
Totally. Mom falls asleep downstairs, locks up, goes to bed, assuming Bill's already there.
But then the phone rings late. Nana offering help.
A little lifeline, maybe? Mom goes back to bed, and Bill's there, asking what took so long, like nothing happened.
Back to normal. But then that final vade-mecum reference.
Oof. Yeah. About Marion never refusing Bill sex, even right after childbirth, even though it was always painful for her.
And contrasting that with her current relationship with someone named Weasel.
It just throws everything up in the air again. Who is Weasel? What's Marion's real story, her future? It deepens the mystery around her.
So wrapping up chapter 2. Wow. So many layers. The family facade, the manipulation, the kids' reality, the supernatural stuff, the affair's consequences.
It's dense. The way appearance clashes with reality is the constant theme.
Yeah.
Seeing inside their heads, their real motivations, that's the aha moment, I think.
And the foreshadowing is intense. You feel things are heading somewhere dark, especially with the narrator's plans.
Definitely. Which leads to that final thought for you, the listener. You've got the everyday farm life, the messy human drama, and this powerful supernatural undercurrent all tangled together. What do you make of this narrator, Morbose, and this communion she mentions?
Yeah, considering everything that's happened just in this chapter, what could the ultimate fallout be for everyone involved? Plenty to chew on until next time.
Got me doing tricks, mind doing backflips. How you want it, baby? Something like that. Got me coming back, don't know how to act. What you want from me, you can have it. It's all yours, honey, just come and take it. And if you want my loving, then you gotta push up on it. Don't be scared, baby, just live in the moment. Alright, feeling this wrong.